Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, this channel is all about my journey throughout CRNA school. So today's video is going to be a recap of my first year of CRNA school. If you guys are interested, let's get into the nitty gritty. I cannot believe I'm actually saying I have completed my first year of CRNA school. I feel like when I started this channel, well, since I pivoted this channel, it just felt like, yes, there was a light at the end of the tunnel, but it felt like it was so far away I could barely see the light. But I don't know, completing 1 year or knocking off 12 months, like that is a huge milestone, and I am so happy to be able to share it with you guys. I am grateful for all of you guys that have stuck with me from the beginning. It means the world to me, all the positive comments that you guys have left me. Literally, there are times where I just want to step away from YouTube and be like, you know what? Nobody really cares about my content. Like, I've seen other YouTubers and they have a lot more like important things to say. I feel like all I do is sit around and ramble about silly things, and then I'm in that mindset, and then I receive comments from you guys thanking me for my content, asking me not to stop doing it, to keep posting my updates, and it's so gratifying to know that you guys care and that you're interested to hear what I have to say. It's meaningful to me, and you guys are all like motivation for me to keep going and telling my story and just keeping you guys updated along the way. And another thing I'll say is that YouTube, or like at least posting my content as far as like my grades and stuff, is holding me accountable, because I had already mentioned that my goal for the year was to get a 4.0 in CRNA school. And although I'm a little farther off the track than I'd like, there's times where I feel like, oh, this is all too much, like B's get degrees, but I want to be able to tell you guys that it's worth it, and that, if you put in the time, you'll get back what you put in. So I actually put in the time and effort to study, not only for myself, but so that I can put out content that's like, I guess, showing that I care enough that I want to get good grades. I don't know, I just don't want to look like a fool or someone who doesn't care about this. Like, I care about this more than I've cared about anything in a long time. So getting A's for me is not only a goal of mine, but it's something that can confirm, like, there is no possibility of failing out of this program if I have such high grades. That's really my whole goal of it. Like, even though I have gotten B's, I'm 100% okay with it, because I know that I'm still in this program and that I'm a really good student. It's taken me some time, but we're there. So I want to thank you guys for that. You guys have held me accountable even though you don't know it. Just making sure that I have good content for you guys as far as, grades and stuff makes me want to, stick to the books and make sure that I'm doing what I need to do. And that, if I'm giving you content as far as how I study and my, my weekly habits, I want to just make sure that I'm not lying to you guys, that if I say that I do something, I actually do it. And yeah, that's what I wanted to say about this. I'm thankful that I have this channel and this platform to talk about it. I just figure, somebody that's getting new into the CRNA game can start from the beginning, see where I'm at, and emotionally, mentally, physically, I guess, where I am in that headspace, so that they can understand, what it's going to be like in their next 3 years. So, if you want to binge watch my videos or whatnot, it's always there. So that's the reason why I'm doing this. I started watching Rihanna Fariel when she was in her CRNA program, and I watched her to the end. And, I guess seeing it happen, seeing people go through it, it shows that it can be done. So I guess that's kind of what I'm doing here. And yeah, anyway, so what I want to do for this video is go over my spreadsheets where I calculate the grades that the grades that I get. Based on that is what I need for finals, or what I need for like to keep an A or keep a B or not fail out. And I want to show you guys those spreadsheets that I use, and then I want to show you my transcript sheet that I made, the spreadsheet that I made to keep track of all my grades, so that you can see my grade point average for the year so far and for each semester. So what I'm going to do is go over to the iPad and I'll show you my spreadsheets, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I'm on my iPad now, and I'm going through, I have the Numbers app on this computer. Let me put the camera so that you can see my face. And anyway, so let me go over my first semester. So what I do with these is I look at the syllabus and determine, the weights of each assignment. So if they say that test one weighs 22.5%, if it's like 4 tests divided by 4 and then they give an extra 10 points here or whatever, then I'll actually do the math for that so that like the grade that I get, it'll automatically calculate what it adds to my total grade. And then that's how I use it to determine what grade I'm going to need in the final. So that I could see where I'm at. So like the first class here, I have pharmacology. I have all 4 tests, and then he gave an extra credit assignment that was worth 10 points, and I ended the class with an 88.6. To me, that's pretty close to an A, so I guess, I don't know. I'm gonna leave it at that. Pharmacology for me has been my Achilles heel this entire program. I know it's only been 3 semesters, but pharm has been really rough for me. So then I'm going to go down underneath that, anesthesia equipment. So this class was pretty much just, we would do like practicums, like they would have us do equipment sign-offs and intubations and things like that. So it was kind of just like hands-on practical type of thing. And then we had to do a poster presentation. We had to teach the class, whatever. So I put all the grades in for that, and we only had 1 test, and I got a 75. This is the professor that I had for general principles. So I had her for anesthesia equipment, general principles, and surgical procedures. And then I'm going to have her again next semester for surgical procedures. And I feel like she's the only professor I can't get a grip on. Like I cannot understand her, and I don't think I ever will. Because the highest grade I've ever gotten on a test for her is 84, which I just got on the final, which I didn't even think I could do. So that's that. Then for chemistry and physics here, we had 4 tests, 2 extra assignments that added 15% of the grade, and I ended up with a 96. And then I have here anatomy and physiology. So this was the video that I posted that I failed my first test. So if you see here, the first test I got a 75. So this one for me was like, I cried a lot for this test because, if you look at all my test ones, I had test 1 a 94, test 1 a 93.4, test 1, it was like I had done so well until that 75. And then to me, I just felt like I couldn't dig myself out of this hole because I just had, like in my mind, I had tried so hard and I still got a 75. There's no way that I'm even going to pass this class. So for me, it was tough to even get out of that, emotional state. But I did come back. I got a 90 on the second test, a 92 on the third test, and a 94 on the final. I actually needed a 95 in order to get an A. So I ended up with an 89.8. So this first semester was the first semester that, the grades that I needed, I couldn't attain. Like I just couldn't get them, and it hurt. It really did hurt. I was a little beaten up in this finals week, but I'm happy to say that I survived. So then evidence-based practice is the one right under A&P, and that was an online class. We pretty much had just discussions and whatnot. So I got 100 on that, pretty much 99.5. So at the end of this, I got 3 A's and 2 B's. Now let's go to semester 2. I did the same thing. I do it every year. At the beginning of the semester, I said every year, but I meant at the beginning of the semester, I look at the syllabus, look at the weights of the assignments, and I put them in a spreadsheet. So then as I'm going through the semester, I add the grades. So health assessment, I had 4 tests and a pre-op interview, which we all got hundreds on, and I did fairly well in that class. And then general principles, this is the same lady. So she graded my paper so harshly. Initially I got a 68 and she allowed me to submit it with edits, and the highest grade we could get was a 79. So that's why I have a 79 on my paper. And then on the midterm I got a 71, and the final I got a 69. Like I don't understand this lady, how she does her tests. Like I think she's gotten a little better. Before she used to take questions from a test bank, and she admitted that, but now it's like she's going through the lectures and actually taking the material from there, but then I'm not understanding where she's getting the material from, because she's having us outline each chapter before we get to class, and some of the material that she covers in her lecture is nowhere in the text. So when I go to reference it back in the text, read where she got this information, I can't find it. So I don't know where this information is coming from, but I'm trying a little harder with her, and I feel like I'm getting a better grasp, but I'm not there yet. because I'm still not acing her tests. And then in patho, this was the same professor that taught A&P. I felt like I had a better grasp on him in general. I didn't do as well as I wanted to on the third test, but that was the time that I was studying for multiple exams at the same time. So I put that one in the back burner since I was already doing pretty well in the class. So that's the reason why I got a B, but I ended up with an A in the class overall. And then Pharm 2, so look at the first test grade. This was the professor that taught our regional this semester. So I literally was on edge when it came to those tests, because I don't know. But anyway, I bombed the first exam, and then I picked myself up. The second test, I'm telling you, it was so bad that they had to release an extra credit. So you see here I have extra credit, 7 points. The reason why I have it like that is because I looked at the final grade at the end of the semester and I got an 88.7, and my math and that math didn't add up. So I figured I had to find a way to make this math work. So that's what I did. And that's the closest that I could get. So yeah, anyway, so I needed, I want to say I needed an 80 something. I'd have to rewatch my semester 2 prepping for finals, but I needed somewhere in the 80s or something like that in order to not fail out of the program, or maybe it was a 70 something. But anyway, I was so pleased to have gotten a 92, because that was when we got a switch of our professors. The professor that taught pharm in the first semester taught the last third of this class, and I had a better grasp on him when it came to his test. It's just that there was so much material that I feel like, I couldn't get it all. Like, I tried, but I couldn't get it all. So semester 2, I got 2 A's and 2 B's, and the more B's I kept getting, the more devastated I was feeling. So I really wanted to start semester 3 with a bang and just like knock it out. So this is semester 3. My goal was to start the semester so well that I could literally show up to the finals, have like grand mal seizures during the exams, and still pass the class. So this one, you see here, I had a 92 on my coexisting. I had let's not look at surgical procedures. I had, in health informatics, there was no exams. Well, there were like little quizzes, but whatever. Patho 2, I had a 98 on my first exam, and regional, I had a 96 on my first exam. So I was starting out with a bang, and then I took my surgical procedures test, and my midterm was trash. I was so devastated from this as well. Like, I was like, man, like, I thought I could turn this around. Like, I don't want any more B's. Like, I had already done that. I've learned from my mistakes. I've learned how I could study more efficiently. And I was so bummed about that. So then, as the semester was going, I was still trying my hardest. We had a lot of papers going on in around week 12 of this semester. So my test 3 grades, like for Patho 2 and regional, kind of went down a little bit, but I expected that. And then I had done the math as to what I needed. For coexisting, I needed a 77 in order to keep an A. For surgical procedures, I needed an 81. When I walked out of that exam, I had a 79, and then I went up to her, like, as I was giving her my scratch paper, I was like, I think, because it, like, when you hit submit, it tells you which ones you got wrong, and I was like, I think 2 of them were marked incorrect, but I think that I wrote them correct. Like, is there any way you can look at that? She's like, oh, send me an email and I'll check into it. And then when she came back later, she was like, guys, I keyed 2 questions wrong. So I was like, oh my god, because I had an 89.6 in the class, like, based on what I submitted. So then later that day, she fixed the grade, because she said what happens is, like, when she puts in the question, it defaults to A, and then you have to pick which is the right answer, and she forgot to fix those. So all right, we're only human. So she fixed it, and I got an 84. And then, let's not even look at health informatics. That was just an online class that we had to submit stuff. And then patho, I needed a 70. I got a 97. And then regional, I needed a 68, and I got a 90. So I finished semester 3 with the grades that I've wanted since semester 1. I feel like I'm getting a better grasp on how to be a student, and I don't know. I just feel like all in all, I'm happier. I feel like I'm able to do more of my own things, more things that make me feel like me. And I don't know, I just feel like I'm chipper in general, more happy. All right, now let's go to the transcript. So I know you guys want to know what I have as far as a GPA. Here we go. So I put in all the grades by letter, and then obviously they're all worth 3 credits. So then if you get a B, it's 3 points, so 9, like that. And then I did the math. So the sum of that divided by the amount of credits per semester, I had a 3.6 in semester 1, a 3.5 in semester 2, and then a 4.0 in semester 3, leaving my year 1 GPA at a solid 3.7. So to me, that's an A. I know it's not a 4.0, but it feels good. It feels good. Now I'm going to go back to the camera and we'll talk more about it. So that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys liked that I went over my spreadsheets. I feel like those were essential for me to succeed. I feel like knowing what grades I have versus what grades I'll need really dictates how hard I need to study, or not that if I need to slack, but maybe if I need to put more effort toward one class or another. So yeah, I feel like if that's one thing that I feel is absolutely essential and what helped me achieve success. So if you guys want some sort of tutorial on how to make like a grade point average spreadsheet, let me know. I'd be more than happy to make that video. Otherwise, that's it for this video, guys. I'm so grateful that I made it through a whole year. I'm so thankful that you guys are watching and commenting and leaving me amazing feedback. You know, it means the world to me. I can't believe that I've gone from, I started this channel at 100 subscribers because I had some old nursing content from the past, and now I'm sitting at 569 subscribers. To me, that's amazing. That 400 and something people actually care about what I have to say is amazing. So thank you guys so much. I can't thank you enough. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you guys. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.